An Amish farmer is under investigation for potentially making almost 24 Americans sick with his unsafe milk. But Tucker Carlson has decided to exploit that story, completely disregard the facts, and spin it into anti-trans fear-mongering. Here's what I mean. Let's watch.
Amos Miller, an independent farmer in the old Amish village of Bird-in-Hand, Pennsylvania, found out the hard way. The feds say Amos isn't adhering to regulatory requirements for food production. Again, not enough endocrine disrupting chemicals. You're not using enough GMOs. So with that in mind, federal agents raided his farm. They're demanding he stop farming. They're also trying to cripple him with $300,000 in fines, an Amish farmer. So they went after gyms, organic farmers, and churches. So maybe they're against anything that's wholesome and edifying that makes you stronger and healthier and in favor of everything that diminishes you and makes you more dependent. I'm just sensing a theme here. Do you see this? Maybe if he promises to put more chemicals in the milk that turn kids trans, they'll lay off.
Yes. Chemicals in pasteurized milk happens to turn kids trans, according to big brain Tucker Carlson. I mean, he did disregard the facts about the Amish farmer who sold unsafe milk that made people sick with listeria. And by the way, the person you see next to Tucker Carlson in the video is Jeremy Lafredo. He's a reporter for right-wing Rebel News. But let's just quickly talk about what happened with Amos Miller, the farmer in question, and his history of sketchy behavior. So this is from October of 2016. In March, Miller's organic farm was associated with a raw milk listeria outbreak involving one fatality. So a person died for the so-called pro-life people out there who claim to care about human lives. A judge then approved USDA's request to inspect the farm, which led to requests for sales records. Now, Amish owner Amos Miller has been ordered back to court on November 1st, where he could be found in contempt for his failure to produce documents as requested for USDA's Food Safety and Inspection Service. That's the story. Okay, that is the only story. That is the only thing that matters. Okay, but taking this story about an incident that's making Americans sick and spinning it into an anti-transgender narrative is insane, but that's who Tucker Carlson is, so should we be surprised? I mean, he's making Alex Jones blush, Cenk. I think, are you muted, Cenk?
Sorry about that. Yeah, so there's two elements to the story, one more insane than the next. So first of all, actually let's start with the most insane. The normal milk turns kids trans. Well, how come less than 1% of the population is trans then? I mean, what a lunatic conspiracy theory. And people like Glenn Greenwald and Tulsi Gabbard, et cetera, go on a show, legitimize him. Oh yeah, no, it's possible, it's possible. You remember the stupid documentary he did where he told people you have to tan your junk to your genitalia in order to have like more manlyhood? And here he's like, oh, the milk is taking away your manliness. Now look, Tucker Carlson's a smart guy. He knows none of that is true. And he's now figured out his audience is deeply insecure about their manlyhood. It's the same exact thing that Alex Jones figured out, to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. He sells that Instahard stuff, right? And so now Tucker Carlson's doing the same thing. Oh my God, the milk is taking away your manliness. So anyone who thinks that Tucker Carlson is a legitimate person that isn't pushing insane conspiracy theories, well, is a goddamn liar. It's super obvious that they're a liar. We're done with it, okay? So now number two, the Amish story. Guys, think about it. Now this goes to the liar part too. I watched the whole segment. Never did he mention the outbreak of Listeria. So his audience never knows why the government did it. Now, Tucker knows. Anyone who reads the story, all you have to do is Google it. Amos Miller was linked to, his farm was linked to Listeria. And it's not the first Amish farm. Other Amish farms have had the same trouble. I'm gonna tell you how bad Listeria is in a second. But he tells us, oh, the poor Amish farmer doing organic. It turns out his farm's not organic. And he won't He's lying about his farm being organic. He won't cooperate with anyone from the government. And his product is making people sick. But if you watch Tucker Carlson's show, you would never know that. You would think that the government picked on him for no reason. And so, all right, now, Listeria monocytogenes is a deadly bacteria that generally hospitalizes more than 95% of those with confirmed cultures and kills at least 25%, according to the CDC. It kills a quarter of the people that have it. What are we supposed to do? Oh, no, poor Amish guy. He doesn't like government tyranny. So he's just putting out poison products and people die. What's the big deal, huh? But Tucker never told his audience that because Tucker is a gigantic liar.
Yeah, he's a liar. And it's just, it is amazing what they can spin into a fear-mongering story about the LGBTQ community. And I go back to the point that I make often with Tucker Carlson, because he happens to be far more sophisticated than others pretending to be economic populists. The solution that you hear from Tucker Carlson to all of society's issues is let's hate people. Let's hate the others, whether it be immigrants, members of the LGBTQ community, progressives, people who he disagrees with politically, the list goes on and on. There are never any real solutions that would keep Americans safe from corporate greed, essentially selling products that are unhealthy for us. And he never wants to fight for actual economic equality in this country or equality of opportunity in this country. Just know who he really is. It's not that hard to take his mask off and understand what his real motivations are.
Anna, it's actually slightly worse than that because you're absolutely right in pointing out that it's fake economic populism. But look at the point he's driving at in this story. We should do more deregulation.
Yeah.
Even if it gets you sick, even if it kills people, whatever you do, do not regulate for safety of any of these products. And you think he gives a damn about the Amish? The Amish literally can't watch his show. He could give a rat's ass about the Amish. No, he's trying to protect giant corporations because they're the ones who push for deregulation and put our lives in danger while pretending to be a populist. He's doing the exact opposite.